Hey Jeremy, how's it going? At Northeast Train Museum. Yeah, as soon as I got here, it started to sprinkle, but it stopped again. We're waiting for trains to go by to take videos.
Norfolk Southern milepost 76.6. No defects.
Sounds like the Southern train's coming here.
Norfolk Southern milepost 76.6. No defects.
Probably need to zoom into that one. I was outside earlier, working outside too in my garage and doing some things out there. Put the snow blower away, taking the gas out of it and everything else, bringing the lawnmower out. BNS, NSFS. Jeffrey must be sleeping yet. Stay up all night probably.
CSX, equipment defect detector, milepost 68.2, track 2.
Forget to turn notifications off when I'm recording.
CSX, equipment defect detector, milepost 68.2, track 2. No defects. No defects. Total axle 680, end of transmission.
Well, that's a long train, 680, 682 axles. Whoa. Hope that goes by.
Southern milepost 68.11. No defects. Norfolk Southern milepost 68.11. No defects.
It's sprinkling out there right now, so I got the phone underneath the thing at the Northeast Museum, the awning. I didn't know if I was going to come out today because I figured it'd start raining. Forgot my backup battery, so the phone is charging them here. How'd you do on that game, Jeffrey? Got any premieres tonight, Jeffrey?
How are you
Hello.
today? Get wet?
That's why I'm under here.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't
Gotta
start.
stay dry.
Didn't start till we all got here. We're like, well, 2 hours with the driving, we're still not gonna give up. There's either this or Altoona today. We figured this was a shorter drive.
There you go. Anything coming down that way?
Did you see something, Jack? You saw the light. What'd you see? Just a green light, or did you see a headlamp? I think you just saw a green light. I remember. See anything today yet?
Yeah,
Did you?
two of them. There was this snow over here today. The BNSF on the GW and the CSX, a couple of them were fine.
We were here one week, during the week, they were switching Welches and watching that old EMD do it. It was really fun. And they were shunning them so they, they would
Right.
slide down in there and kind of watch them pump them in. Usually you just watch them on the camera at work. I have a desk job now, so one of my monitors I leave up on some of the streams during the day to catch certain.
That's what I usually do.
He likes to do it at school, and I taught him how he can screen mirror or clip the print screen on the. So he likes to do that now, and he's found a way. He's got an app where he can do videos and take the videos off of there and have the clips, which is kind of neat. I started a collage. I think at the end of the year I might pay $20 and have Shutterfly or somebody do a calendar, like all the pictures that we do. Like my wife says, you should do them each month. So you take pictures each month.
Yeah.
That's it.
I usually have two TVs going at home. One
Yeah.
for TV and another one this camera.
Yeah. And usually you have to watch this camera looking this way, not
Yeah.
east, because that one's always covered with water.
Yep, that's what I usually use this camera.
Yep. Then we came, I don't know, it's been a month now or so. We stayed a little bit later, went down to one of the crossings, and got some of the videos of the crossings down there at night. And that was kind of neat. People pull up, the light shine it on the cars as they went by and see all the reflectors. They usually I watch this one or Horseshoe typically. Go back and forth between Johnstown. I like that Pittsburgh line.
Yeah. Where are you from?
We're from out towards Napoleon area.
Oh, okay.
I do a lot of the Western New York, Pennsylvania stuff. I like watching that. Yeah. I was just telling you the web tech for GE was out here. He's been catching all the heritage units. He's on the heritage unit app now, and he's been following all the heritage units. He's got 3 or 4 last month going by here. Where did you get here today? First responder one was on this line. He tracks them that way. We almost went up to Harrisburg last week and the week before to see the Conrail one. They got it in St. Yard, around Harrisburg. Alnolia Yard, yeah. But we thought that was a neat catch that. Like I was telling him when I was growing up, that's majority what I remember. I don't remember that being in the late 70s. things are going wrong there.
They're just right on the corner off the wall, we see it, the U-Haul, and then after they walk up.
We were here last summer, and a gentleman had his father here. They said they've been coming every summer. He says, if you ever get back down on the Allegheny line, he says, you go down to the other side of Altoona, it's a stop in Crescent. He says, the rail park there, which we didn't know about. We watched the rail cam there in Crescent. And he says, there's a pizza joint right on Main Street, you gotta hit that. So last time we were down there, I went down, actually the day we were there was Glitzen's open house for winter. So we talked to all the ladies in the office, we got some videos of the tunnel, and we got lucky, we had one coming and going. And we headed down to Crescent, and she ended up getting a pizza and a sub, and we saw some action, a lot of ethanol trains were going down through there. The helper station's gone now, that was in Crescent, everything comes out of up to the works. But, yeah, that was a pretty cool day. It was cold though, whole Florida, we froze our butts off. Yeah, sure, absolutely. That's what I was telling my son here, is this, we don't have any main lines back where we live, so pretty much this is really the closest for us. I don't really know much about Buffalo, so come here. Yep. The Amtrak, I think, is quite late. Yep. We thought about going this morning, the Amtrak goes through Horseshoe Curve at, I don't know, 9:50 every morning. If I told them we'd have to get up early and be up here by 9. We rode it last year. Yeah, we rode the Amtrak last year up in Altoona, Harrisburg, and back the same day, and that was fun.
Yeah.
It was on time, believe it or not.
That's probably don't happen too often.
Not coming out of the city, and it comes out of New York City, it gets delayed a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I hear. Don't want it back.
Hopefully another week of it abroad, I hope.
Me too.
Camping season's getting here. We like warm weather for that. A couple
Yep.
years ago we went in April, and one weekend it was 65, the next weekend we had snow. But it was fishing season, so you get what you get for fishing season.
Yeah, I have a camp out in Spartansburg, and I had for quite a while. About 3 years ago, I had I think it's like 20 or 30 foot camper, and somebody, I never locked the thing or took the wheels off, somebody told me the way, so.
Yeah, they're tough to get by camping.
Guess I should have at least took the wheels off.
Well, that's a lot of times you store stuff like that, and you've got it around real often, you almost have to just to try to prevent it from
Yeah,
being easy.
but it was there for quite a while. I mean, I had that probably 10, 15 years. About 2, 3 years ago, somebody finally told me the way down towards Spartansburg.
I say that would surprise me, but not anymore.
Pretty much hear it on the radio before the trains are coming.
Yeah, I always have to ask my wife, I said, do you remember what mile marker
This is
way?
70. This is 73. We have one at 75 and 68. So between those, once you hit those, like 68, it'll take only like 4 or 5 minutes to get here. And 60, and then down there at 75, you'll hear it. And that's real close. This is 73.
Yeah, that one down there, it looks like it's one of those, I don't know if it's a Hot Wheel detector too. It almost looks like it's
Yeah.
one of them loose load. I know it's not a dragger, but
Yeah, last year I was here in middle of the summer. I heard when it went off and it said that now it's like 10 cars. It said the whole wheels were hot. We never got here. So it must
maybe some brakes
Well,
got
no,
left
something
on.
else.
Yeah, I don't know. We were here one year and they replaced the rail on the other side of Welch's. I watched them do it. We walked down the other end, and then the same day, that was a crew. And then the same day, a CSX guy did one far as you could see down there between here and the next crossing. He did that himself.
Yeah, I wish they would do something here. They had a couple, last year they marked it, had it all marked up, the tracks with
Yeah,
I thought they were going to come up here and do them. So I'm watching cameras and the train came here and it sat here. As soon as it came here, I rushed to here to
Sure.
see it. It was in the middle, like 2 o'clock in the morning. And it sat here for like, I don't know, 2 hours. Then it just took off. It didn't do any work. But at least it got it over.
we did too when the tracking came out of Erie one day. I don't know how far they had to come. They were on this rail. And there was a day that we heard the detector go off that direction. And we actually got to see the whole game. We waited till the last guy puttered by. I got a video of that last summer. I don't know how far down they had to go because we couldn't see. We didn't go that direction to see. When we left, we were headed home. But they did. Yeah, we were going to town the other day and I didn't hear it. I we're in town. And he's like, I hear one. I said, oh, you can't hear it on the radio. I bet you didn't go a quarter of a mile. We just have one line out there. And sure as crap, the locals coming through and they didn't stand, I think, out of the glass company, glass plant. We got lucky last week. We got 3 videos back home, and we almost went a month without seeing one. The old Pepsi line is a lot slower than it used to be. Yeah, it's good. I give you my YouTube. We started putting just short videos on YouTube for fun.
Yeah, I got some up. But actually, that one's streaming right now live from YouTube. That one's going.
Yeah, even when the kids take their videos, we kind of go through them, make sure they're not too loud or no one's in them, and then we put them on. Just fun. My boss does it for me too. He got the cellular or whatever it is that they're storing down in the yard down there. It goes between there and Hornell and Astrum or whatever it builds them for Amtrak.
Yeah.
He got a video for me one morning.
Wow.
That was a neat video. You should actually search it. It's on there. It's not just WNYP Railroad. I got like 26 videos on there. That's just the video I put as a description.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually got it. I did too, but he got a little bit closer. He was ready to crossing like this.
Wow.
Yeah, the old Elcos were taking them back to Hornell.
That thing is really tall, don't it?
Oh! Birthday Christmas shopping for me and my dad here. I was trying to decide what I wanted because there's so many to choose from, but I didn't know I wanted, like how serious I was going to be in it.
Yeah.
But the more they're interested, the more, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it is a taller one. I thought for my wife especially, you know what I mean? If she was, but I was just trying to see if it's up that higher. Because obviously, you know, the higher it is, obviously you got buckets, you know,
Yeah.
especially here, because the wind really gets whipping up
Yeah,
here.
I know, that's why I keep saying it. This bucket actually belongs here, it belongs around. The wind blows
But
over.
hey, that works.
I said, I keep saying every time I get there, oh man, I gotta go find a weight pile of weight somewhere to put my thing in and everything.
Usually we bring a water bucket, but today it was like, the mailman came with my new adapter for my cell phone to go, you know, on the
Yeah.
phone mount. I told Jack, I said, if it shows up at a certain time, we'll make it worth it. So once they left, we hit the road and we figure out towards the area, might as well stop and get something nice for dinner while we're
Yeah.
out here anyway.
Yeah. I normally strap it to the fence. I got bungees with me,
That's what I
but
did
it
last
started
time.
sprinkling, so I brought it in here.
Yeah, I usually, last time I think I wedged it up against the fence, so at least it would, you know, wasn't.
Yeah, because a lot of times those trains go flying by here sometimes. It's not windy, but when those trains going by so fast, it knocked it over like 3 times. I was surprised I didn't crack that lens because it was that low there, and it landed 100 lines.
That would be my
Working
luck.
that high, it fell down on the bricks twice last year.
Oh,
So after that, I bungeed up there. I put that close.
we came, because of what we got on Black Friday this year with all that snow, they delayed the Christmas. So we ended up coming, when they finally did it,
CSX, Equipment Defect Detector, milepost 68.2, track 1.
Yeah, about 4 minutes, we'll have a train coming down here. I'm gonna go this way, heading to here. About 4 or 5 minutes.
Go out there. These are your first agreement, so I want to make sure that.
No, it's no way to walk. Figure out when the axle's on.
TSX, equipment defect detector milepost, 8.2. No defect. No defect. End of transmission.
390 axles, huh? 390 axles.
Wow! Holy!
Earlier they had one that didn't come by. I thought it said it was at that same place. It said 632.
We watched one the other day at Horseshoe Curve in Jackson. It was 201, which I know is a different line. That's what folks out there. What did that last? 14 minutes?
That did a lot of track trains.
Yeah, but that's a lot of couplers keeping track of. You know what I mean?
Yep. Did a lot of track
Yeah, the
trains
trash
come-
trains. Yeah.
Come through here. They're real long. They're all at least 300 to 400.
We've never been in Altoona. They had one, but they say they stink horrible in summer.
Well, I don't really know. Once in a while there's a little bit of smell, but it's not too bad here. But it's moving. Yeah. That's a very good one. Yeah, there's a great one.
Tech, equipment defect detected, milepost 75.1. Track 1, no defect, out.
Usually around this time, it starts to pick up a little bit. Usually around 4 or 5, it starts picking up.
I know that when we were here last month, it was late in the night. Of course, obviously it felt like night because obviously the days were getting longer. But
Yeah.
there was quite a bit later Saturday night. We went down to the second crossing. I can't think what it's called now. Closer towards Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
I bet you we saw the hour we stayed there. I think we saw 5, and I think one of them, if not 2 of them, were on the Norfolk Southern track. We saw at least 3 on the CSX 2 lines.
Yeah, you go
They're
to-
all heading Buffalo, head east. So
yeah, you go to Wabash, you can see all the tracks. You see the CSX, NW, and we did the Reptech test train track too there. So, and a lot of those, I think they get more trains than they do here because some of those who go by were short. Like they must have been locals. There wasn't that many on it, but it seemed like one was coming on right after another one. It was down at Wabash.
well, the two 1500 series, I don't know if they're -3s. GP somethings that CSX has. We see it a lot on this rail. It's got to be a loco of some kind. I think it was 15. Was it Jackson? Am I right? Is it 1501? The two EMDs we see all the time.
1500.
1505.
1504.
Oh, boy.
Well, GP 15.
Because I screenshot and get pictures of them on the camera. I've been saving them.
Yeah, we got green.
Good.
Don't know how much longer the battery's going to last. I've been live streaming for an hour and 12 minutes so far. You can't see the power of the battery left yet. That's when I'm recording. I just guess I'll leave it go until the battery dies. Where did I get what, Jeffrey? That they come in this way. Or that one. Heading west. It's gonna be a while over this. That's 88, this is 73.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So we have about 5 miles. We have about 5 miles.
That's an Erie.
Every multiple.
I know when we were watching them last month, you could see it that night coming from Erie. It seemed like it took eternity. They got to
Yeah.
it. They were moving.
Yeah.
I mean, they were booking.
Yep. See, when they come from this way, it seems to take forever. They come faster going to north. We have a CSX coming, but it'll probably be, I don't know, 7-10 minutes. Go ahead. Oh, thank you. Yeah, not too many NS seem to be coming through here. Yeah, Jeffrey, that Western New York and Pennsylvania locomotive was at LabTech. It was testing it on a test train. That was brand new train. It's not been given to them yet. They were testing it out. Seems kind of a slow day today here. For the time, it's after 4. Normally it picks up around this time. Been streaming for an hour and 18 minutes. the museum doesn't open till May. Why is that showing that up? It's okay, we can go on and do the same. But in June, the museum will be open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we can go on a Thursday in June. Coming to the camera. In June, we can see some stuff we can see. We report things outside. Well, this thing is a capture stuff.
CSX Equipment Defect Detector milepost 6822. Track 1.
Got a train coming. We got 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes.
Ready, man.
We have another train coming, should be here in 4 or 5 minutes. It's a CSX probably. In June, it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
CSX Equipment Defect Detector Milepost 68.2. Track 1. No defects. No defects. Total axle 6 to 8 ends of transmission.
Wow, 682 axles. It must be a trash train.
Still a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
We were here 2 summers ago. It must have been 85 degrees. It was hot.
Yeah.
And boy, when it went by, you're just like high air, but it was moving air.
Yeah. Somewhere up here about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that's awesome. You said you have a, you stream or you have a.
Yeah, it's streaming right now. It's really cutting now.
What is
But
it?
it's scripted, but this is not streaming. It's not something.
You do that on like social media or do you?
Yeah, it's on.
Oh, on YouTube. Okay. My wife, YouTube is. You can follow him on there. Jack will. He does that in study hall. My boss is awesome. He says, "Yeah, I agree." That's what I.
I see it's alive.
Well, thank you, Terry. Hey, me, Terry. Like I said, we're from the Olean area. We follow the Western Pennsylvania Railroad.
But my sister, her husband, well, her husband's from there.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah? Uh-huh. Hopefully we just tell them it's South St. Bonaventure. Where's St. Bonaventure? Right before. Right, yeah. Last time you were getting here, we don't hurry, but we were on our way. We just got underneath the bridge down there, doing one a bump. We're like, oh, so we caught it, we got here, but 2 minutes. We're like, oh. All right, yeah.
Jeffrey, there's a train coming on track 1. It's probably CSX, a trash train, because they said there was 682 axles on this train. It'll be a long one. Smelly one. I hear it. It's 2 blocks away. 2 blocks away. Yeah, I used to put them on the hard drive. After I got like 4 terabytes of videos and filled up, so I said, forget it. I'm going to start a YouTube channel and dump them up there.
That's a genius idea. I didn't start 3 months ago. I decided I should put some of them on here and actually watch them.
Yeah, I just started doing it the same hard drive space.
Finally got 1,000 views.
There you go.
Ready?
See lights. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a trash train because it was so long, but it wasn't. Yep, Jeffrey had your favorite DPU all right in the middle.
CSX Equipment Defect Detector milepost 75.1. Track 1. No defects. Out.
Been live streaming for an hour and 49 minutes. I'm surprised the battery didn't die yet. Probably another train or so and this battery will die, and I'll probably leave here.
CSX, equipment defect detector, milepost 88.7. Track 2, no defect, no defects. Total axle 532 of transmission.
I heard Jason, he said something.
I said, yep, now the train might be coming.
What's that, 20-some miles roughly?
I'm not sure where that actual mile fall to. I know it's a lead somewhere, but I'm not sure exactly.
You must know Lancaster. We did the Strasburg.
That's why I want to go there. They had 611 there.
Yes,
I
know.
drove the 611 here. It was, this was through my blog business.
I saw the videos where people were standing in the middle when I think it was coming from Erie, right? I think I saw the videos.
They actually had the members, you know, to pay to go on it. It was in '94. I took it from here. It went all the way down to. It went to. Then it went to the one the museum, Ohio Museum.
Oh, yeah.
Members who goes to both of these places got together, rented it, and then took us to Ohio.
That'd be so
And it
cool.
took us. They did those nice. They did photo shoots too.
Oh, really?
They did 3 or 4.
So you must have 3 or 4 stops for that.
And they backed up, they stopped, and they backed way up and couldn't see the food past it. Actually, I just, was thinking of putting that back up on my YouTube channel, the photo shoot part,
You
not the
should.
whole video.
Yeah, just the photo shoot part, yeah.
I always put some old videos up, I put the whole Amtrak was time before.
Yep.
I did it, NS had a really sounding horn, something wrong with that. So they got some fun roll on, so I probably put up with it.
I love them. My grandfather worked on the old Indian yard, and then he ended up going out of, I believe it was Corning in the later years. He was in Korea, so it must have been 50s probably. He finally started on the railroad, which is, you know, kind of towards the end. The steam was pretty much puking out.
Yep.
He says he remembers in the old Indian yard, which it's not the old Indian yard now because they did that, I think, in the 70s, I think. So it might have been the old Pensy yard. He remembers seeing a lot of the old speed locomotives, but like anything then, he said he don't remember missing any brass,
Yep.
you know how it goes.
Yeah.
But he did that all the way up to he retired early in like 90, before Conrail went private sold, so it must have been maybe like 93 or 94. He retired early, he had a pacemaker, and so that was off the truck. But all the stories he would have, you know, of course back then you guys had snow, so walking down the sides of these with 2, 3, 4 foot of snow.
Yeah, this year we made one, so.
Oh yeah, watching this video,
I got a video, I went, one day I got up, and it was just normal snow. The next day, you know, it was maybe like, 2 or 3 inches on the ground. I got up the next day, it snowed that whole darn day, I didn't get up, so I just stayed home. And the following day, I had to go get my meds.
yeah.
So I told my friend, I said, I'll go down, it was almost up the place.
Yeah, when they had the mini excavator push the snow here, and then all of a sudden the next day you didn't even see that he was here
Right,
doing
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's how the dirt all got dug up here.
I watched it. They had the loader.
Yeah.
You watched the yeah, I caught it.
Yeah,
One
I
guy
actually
pulled it
was
up.
here when we did that.
Oh,
I was here when we did that.
yeah, I watched the loader go by.
That might be when they got the Christmas party.
It was very close to that. Yeah.
They have it, the last week in November, weekend, and then the first weekend of December, they have the Christmas party at the company.
That's what we did last year. We went to the second one, the later one. We were actually.
I come all 4 days.
Did you? Yeah, we came to. I think it was either the Saturday or the second weekend, and we had chili, and the C, E, and I went by, which was Chicago. Chicago.
Yep. I was actually eating it. I recorded it from this here.
We were in here actually, so we were here and you were here.
So I was here, I was recording it, and after the one had a window side.
You were on the, yeah, we ate
So
on the
I
other
was-
side.
I recorded it, it's up on YouTube, but it's through the window.
That's probably when we took Amtrak, and I had already did the research, and they said that you, I got a suction cup out, and I did video some of our Amtrak trips, but the windows are so dirty that, the only thing I did not do that I wish I would have did, because our first time with the family, is I wish I would have went back to the very last car and looked out, you know, I did not do that. Next time I will, but I think next time we go, we're gonna head, come from the air direction, go through the curb instead of going away from it.
Yeah, the Strasburg, they had it over there repairing it, the 6 to 11.
Right,
And I said,
exactly.
I was gonna go and see that, see if I can get some videos of that, because that's when I rode in '94, I rode that. And, my friend said, I'll go, so I'm waiting. And finally, by the time he told me, it was, the city camera could go back to school, and half the things were shut down, because most of the lot that was, ran by college kids in the back
Oh,
of
sure.
college, so they started shutting stuff down. I said, it's too late now, the train's gone, but I wanted to go.
Yeah, we didn't do the shop tour. We did actually do the dining car, and the food was pretty decent. I mean, it was, it is what it is. It was $15 a meal, which I mean, the kids loved it. They did good. It was beautiful. It was a nice day. We went.
I keep telling them here, I wish you'd open that up. I'll be here every day.
Sure. Get lunch. Yeah.
They said we can't, they all want to give us like 4 days a week.
I'm sure that they have to get food permits for
Yeah,
that.
they do. they said they won't do them for a long time. Besides that, they have, for the help. They
Now
said they
that's
have
the thing, you gotta have a lot of
They said
help.
the problems even here, you have this open, nobody wants, I mean, we've got a lot of members up in there. They keep saying, why don't you come and start helping out? If you're every day,
I'll report you if I see anything suspicious, that's what you tell them. Yeah, I got a t-shirt, and we like to go up to the Hamburg Fairgrounds, 2 years in a row. This year or last year we went both days, this year we went one day. And they have the Toyota Model train show. And actually I was here for what you're talking for Christmas. I think I was talking to one of the kids, asked them if I'd see him from the spring, they just had it like last month. I didn't see him, but we went all day. The whole family and my father go up there. And we got a Lakeshore shirt from, Benny, what year's your shirt? Do you remember? 2014. We got
CSX, equipment defect detector, milestone, 18.7, track 1.
Yeah, we got my youngest one, a Lakeshore t-shirt. We thought that was cool.
Most of them, on track 2, they come out there. The truck like you can go to.
Yeah, but we weren't coming this way while we coming out.
That's what they do on the train from out of Blitzen because it's so steep on the port side. I think it's like 220. The kids have a gaming system. I never was much of a gaming as a kid. They had Train Sim 4, and I got that a couple years ago, and I had to relearn how to do it all. That choice, on the.
Right.
And I just did.
I bought it. Never even bought it.
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of guys do on YouTube. When you watch how to do stuff, it's on their PC, and boy, is that different.
Yep, that's what I said, yep.
Well, I just got Train Sim 5, and I was running that. I like today he wanted to go out vacation pass and go up over the summit because he has the summits on YouTube. And I said, well, it'd take me a while. It's 25 miles, but I says, I think you have to leave. I don't think you like already. They're heading out up there. I think it's neat all the places that you go. Are actual like Bennington Curve down there. Just outside of Crescent, that's a place I guess you can go down there and watch 3 main lines. Someday this summer I'd like to take them back down and do that, go down to Cassandra. There's an overlook down there just below Crescent also. A lot of people like to take videos. This was supposed to be the weekend that Horseshoe Curve 3 opened, and the funicular was supposed to be back open. When we went last year, it was supposed to be, they had fixed it.
You say I won't go right through, I have to do it.
Well, you make sure that, like they said, they fixed the funicular so you don't have to take the whole 194 steps, which we did both times that we went last year. But yeah, that's quite the place. The only thing it is that that's not working. All them steps are going to come back.
Right.
And it is composite toilets, which I mean is what it is. That's quite a neat place. We were there last year. It was the last week we didn't know what we went to Blitzen for the Christmas thing, and we actually got the Wabash heritage units, older units, like 1060 or something.
Got that here last year.
Did you? Over on that rail? I got the Geary the other day on that
I
rail.
was kind of scared because what happens, most times, a lot of heritage units go by on NS, but then the CX comes, and then you don't see it because it's going up, this is blocking. And sometimes I hear the middle.
Yeah, you could be on the other side
I
over.
said when a Wabash was coming, I was here, he was coming. So I said, I should go over on the other side to make sure I don't miss it. A lot of times the companies that CSX for heritage unit in Dublin, it's NS, and you don't get to
That's
see
what
it.
he
because
said.
it
He
comes
said,
by.
next time we see one when we're there, if we know one's coming, we'll have to go on the other side. I said, well, next time we're up here, we'll have to look and see if they would care. I knew that
You
building.
can't walk, if you walk on the tracks, the museum will play.
Right, but just coming.
But yeah, if you go down, I don't know.
CSX, equipment defect detector, mile mode, 18.7, track 1, no defects, total axle 6 to 8 end of transmission.
Other way, Jack, I believe it, the higher numbers that way. Yeah, but you're right, because when we came last month, everything was on track 2 heading towards Buffalo, head east.
Right. That's the way it normally is.
Track west.
Don't straighten out.
West is track 1, east is track 2.
then we had here, I don't know on the Norfolk Southern line heading east, but we were there for that time. We actually had one come from each direction. We had one, so they must have obviously got off the. In an hour's time, we thought that was because we've been here lots of years and you don't see anything on that track for our folks out. As of lately, Jack's seen more and more stuff, found the heritage stuff, you know. Is that was it Fury when it was over there, Jack? Last week? The green one.
It was, I don't know, the heritage was last year, probably about 7 of them here.
Wow. Hear that, Jack?
They're up on, I have so many videos, I don't post them all at once, there's hundreds and hundreds of videos. There's probably, like 260 that are open to the public that I don't want to release them all at once.
Oh, we get more views on that, yeah.
So but I'm pretty sure all the heritage units are up there and they've been marked in,
We get homos on there.
folder with heritage units and all the heritage units.
Once I done my laptop at work, any of the ones that we're getting screenshots of or we get pictures of, you know, we get walking around out front. I've been putting them on a screensaver on my computer. The guys will walk by during the day and they'll see different ones go across on a collage. I'm up to 3 screens right now. My boss said, might need just one more so you get some work done. But he grew up in Olean too, so he grew up right in the North Olean, so trains to him are kind of one of both of our deals we always wish that would have hit. But you can't really dedicate your life to your family when you're on the railroad most cases. That's tough.
Yep, that's what I kept saying. I'm gonna look at the point real early when these things are easy.
Of course. It's nice to see, like I saw they got their roof done and stuff. It's nice that they get the stuff preserved and, you know.
They have the roof put on there too. They wanna open that up down there too.
He said there's a bigger train layout in there. Is that true?
They wanted to put that train.
Oh,
out
down there.
down
Okay,
there.
okay. Yeah,
They
'cause
just
the
did
kid
the
was-
roof, so there's a lot of other things that have to be done.
Yeah, because we went in and watched one a little bit. Wasn't Christmas? It was during the summer. We were down here talking to kids. They were running a little bit. I heard it too. Must be Norfolk Southern, Jack. Oh yeah, it's gotta be.
It's a CSX. It's a CSX.
Is it?
Yep.
That'd be better than I get that.
Yeah, they drive. We have another train coming. It's a CSX. It's heading east. I mean west. No, east. Jeffrey, there's a train coming. CSX. Let's see if I get the camera here set. Now I got to get my other one so I can record it too. Watch the battery die on that live stream before the train gets here. Another CSX coming on track 1. I can hear the horn. Sitting underneath the. See the headlight. It's a ways away yet. It's not even up to the lights yet. don't know how much longer that battery's going to last. We've been on there for 2 hours and 14 minutes.
CSX Equipment Defect Detector Milepost 68.2. Track 2. CSX Equipment Defect Detector, milepost 68.2. Track 2. No defects. No defects. Total axle 532. End of transmission.
was on YouTube a couple weekends ago, back in 55 or something, someone had put a video North Olean of Erie celebrating their 100 years or whatever. And they were taking a trip out towards Vandalia. I don't know how far they went, if they went all the way to the B&O line or how far they went. Because the Buffalo-Pittsburgh line comes out of Bradford Refinery and heads up and meets, goes up to, I don't actually know where it is up when it goes up to B&O. But they cross right there in Carrollton, which is just out of Vandalia. There's a bridge that the B&O old line will go underneath above the Erie line coming out of Olean. And there was a video of that, 55. Someone actually in the cab taking a ride. That was a neat video.
That's what I like to do, the cab ride.
Yeah. I saw that video and I was like, what are you watching? I said, honestly, it's not much of a video. Back from the 50s, I think it was the 50s. We watched the video of 24 too, but I think the one I watched at the railroad, Centennial, I guess it would be. I want to say that was in like the 54, 55, somewhere in there. And that was a neat video. It's going, when the only, I don't know if it was what F series it was definitely an F unit. And it's actually amazing how smooth the ride actually was. Even, because like, look at the campers and stuff we had today compared to back then, where jointed rail at 30-some feet or whatever they were.
CSX Equipment Defect Detector, milepost 820. Track 1.
Yeah, we did.
One time it came through, it was last year, actually a rail train came here, with a few rails on it.
Oh.
Real long, for the dogs.
They're the neatest videos to watch.
Yeah, I was watching some people, I checked it out on YouTube, watching go around the curve, because it's so long.
Yeah.
So, the thing.
It's amazing that welded rail, they can do that. I mean, obviously it's better for all the way around,
Right.
if you figure jointed rail is a maintenance nightmare.
Right.
I have noticed that more since the derailments that you've heard about, you see a lot more track inspection, especially on the Pittsburgh line. You see them go by all the time. The other day, they were at Horseshoe Curve.
Yeah.
I wish I would have took videos of it, because I should have posted the video. I didn't think of it. I took pictures, and they had a excavator, a high rail excavator, which between me and you I've never seen. I've only seen excavators around a trailer, or there's a high rail excavator, there's a medium. And he had a clamshell bucket that was almost like a grapple, but it twisted, it clamshelled, and it angled. So he'd get right in that ditch, angle that baby, and it was an amazing piece of equipment. My boss actually said, "Are you watching the stream today?" I said, "No." I said, "I worked on other stuff." He said, "Get on there right now." I looked, I said, "I've never seen a piece of equipment like that in my life." Norfolk Southern, it was their equipment. I had it right on there. It wasn't like they contracted. We went
Another
up.
thing I like to do is some, place where they're working on, they're trying to do some videos of them working on that, so I don't have any of that either.
We tried that day with our cell phones when we walked at the other end of the property as far as the gear go. You really could. You could see him doing his welding. The guy that was on the CSX track, them over there on the other side of Welch, I think they just put a piece of jointed rail in and cut it. You could actually see it. Obviously the flame from something like that.
Right.
I was telling my son, I said, "You're going to never see this again." I said, "Watch this," and all of a sudden you see him light it, and it gets to 1,000 or whatever degrees it is, or 2,000. I said, "Yeah," I said, "Grind that down, you never even know it was there." We have watched Lorraine. They've ground a couple times a year. They'll contract them. grind all 3 rails up there at Horseshoe on the camera, the rail screen camera they had there.
It'd be nice to get that spark flying all over the
Can you
place.
imagine?
If it's hard to picture it, you can see it.
And then it's, they have their own
Right.
suppression, but at the end you see the guy with
Right.
the water
Right.
hydrant,
Picture built.
yeah, putting all the little,
Something outside of that.
yeah, they had, I seen a plow truck on that one, like this one I've seen the loader go by. And then we saw the tractor go by, and then on that rail I've seen that excavator, obviously in the rain a bunch of times, grinding rail, and, I've seen a bunch, obviously, inspection high rail trucks, and I've seen a couple big trucks, that they'll actually have to do the rail repair on. But
CSX Equipment Defect Detector, milepost 68.2. Track 1. No defects. No defects. Total axle 4. End of transmission.
There's another one coming, huh?
maybe, I know we got high green heading, over here either west on track 2. That's track 1, so this might be our last one. Getting awful damp. You see it moving.
Yeah.
We went up one year to Horseshoe, and you can see the horseshoe down on the road where the tunnel is, and we just missed it. And their Union Pacific, they had a leashing of some sort. Was going by. We didn't get it on the curve, but we got
No.
pictures of it down on the
Yeah.
ground. That would have been neat.
Yeah.
You see a lot of BNSF up there. I've seen the same Union Pacific coming out of OER, must be, I'm guessing that's where it's coming from. And we've seen a couple of Canadian Pacific, which are kind of neat, on this rail screen. I think what are them cars they call that they use for all the higher echelon? Norfolk Southern has a complete set of them. Actually, I want to say it was hooked to one of the steam locomotives that came through here not too long ago. Jack, what's the name of that car consist that Norfolk Southern has? All the business cars and sleeper cars. Not the Gem. We've seen the Gem. That's
I've seen all those.
Have you? Yeah, we've got clips of them.
Only 2 up there. I think they're all over there.
What's the car that they have right with the shunner engine they have right here to the right when you pull in? What's that? What's that, honey? Which way?
Let's see the light. Let's go, hurry. Let's hustle. Let's catch them.
Have another train coming. It's another CSX up probably. It's at 68.2, so it'll take about 5 minutes to get here. I think it was 400 and something axles. Track 1. It's close. I can hear the horn now. It's probably 2 blocks away from here. I see it. She's shortly.
DFX, equipment defect detector, milepost 75.1. Track 1, no defects, out.
There's a trash container over here. If you want.
And if they don't clean it out, we can take it.
So there's one there. It's
You don't leave any for the critters to get in. Oh, thank you, Jerry. No, thank you.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll probably see you again, hopefully. We come out and visit.
Yep. This summer I'll be here
I'll try to pick.
probably at least 3 times a week.
Oh, good. If not, then we'll see you at Christmas.
All right. Yeah, I'll be here then too. Take it easy.
Happy Railfanning.
I think I would get more too.
Okay, then you got everything.
I got it.
Okay, take care.
Well, Jeffrey, I think I'm going to end this stream. I'm surprised the battery lasted. It's been 2 hours and 40 minutes and the phone's still going.